new paper that improves residual connections in transformers. Just like DeepSeek released paper 2 days ago, this one also improves the same thing. So you see here you have attention mechanism, and then you add this unprocessed token. There is a path to add after the attention. So it's like the token goes through the attention, but there is also a residual connection that at the output of the attention, the same token gets added. Now there are some issues here. For example, it can only add information, it cannot delete information. So imagine if this mechanism also gave it ability to delete information and not just add. This is that residual connection. Now don't get confused. This is not, it's not just this that's residual. All of this is replacing that one-to-one mapping, because previously it was just copied, but now it's a more complex mechanism where it's copied here, but also it can delete information. But we will explain this deeper. And then later this output can be added to whatever output of feed forward or attention mechanism is. The first problem is in standard residual, we just add the residual connection, which is the token, the old token, and the updated token that's processed through attention, and that's gonna be the new token. And this is the problem, it's strictly additive bias, so it's only adding. So this is good for accumulating information, and network is only accumulating, but it's not erasing or modifying existing information. Something like forgetting, it's only adding information. It can only add. DDL replaces the standard identity shortcut. Identity shortcut is just this adding the same thing, the same vector to the processed information with a delta operator. This operator allows the network to effectively read the current state, compute the difference delta between what is there and what should be there, and then update the state geometrically. I don't know what this, maybe multiplicatively by multiplying and not adding is what it means. I'm not sure. So this is our residual pathway. So usually, previously it was just, you have this token, it just is the same token. It's one-to-one mapping. But now we have some processing. So now it's not gonna be the same thing, we have some processing, so we see the key and value. And key is the address of what you want to change. And value is the thing you're changing. So key is like a description or address. And keep in mind that description of the thing or address of the thing is not the same as the thing itself. And don't confuse this with the attention mechanism. This is not connected, this is not attention mechanism. Keys and values are used in many places following the attention mechanism, so this has nothing to do with attention. So this original input x is gonna be passed through 3 different matrices. The first one will convert it into the key, and key will show where it should update. Second one will convert it to value, and we have this gate. Now I will show you on an exact example in a large language model what this residual connection, how it would work, but let me quickly show you the full formula here. So previously it was just xl plus 1, so the next layer is equal to the x of l. This was previously, it was just one-to-one the same thing, but now we have all of this new thing that allows it to delete some information somewhere where it decides and update, add new information there. Just to get a quick intuition before our example, you can see that we still have this identity mapping and plus. So in this residual connection, we still have this old type one-to-one mapping, but this residual connection will now also be modified a little bit. So, but don't get confused. This is all a residual connection. Before it was just this part, one-to-one mapping, but now there are more parts. And so this is that part, XL plus, that's our old style residual connection, and then this beta of x. So this is times everything else, and this will usually be between like 0 and 2. So if this is 0, if this beta gate is 0, it multiplies all of this with 0, which means there is no change. All of this will be 0. So if the gate is 0, then the new residual will be equal just to the same thing. So it's gonna be just 1 to 1. All of this will be 0. So beta controls the strength of the update. It's like a gate, and it will be some learned. So it will convert the current residual, like the current token, into this number. So it will learn to control the strength based on the content of the token. Maybe for more complex tokens it will have residual, or for simpler tokens it will not modify it, something like that. We'll see the intuition later. And then here we are subtracting something. That is deleting the information. So from the value, which is value is going to be the actual information, we're going to be deleting something, and then we're going to be multiplying. So you'll see later that the neural network will learn to use these parts to delete information. So it will just see that it has this tool to delete stuff. So it will learn to modify its weights of value and key to be able to target and delete. So it sounds a bit confusing. So we don't know what it's gonna delete. We're just gonna give it tool to delete information. It's gonna learn how to learn these matrices to delete information. Let's see an example. Let's say we have token Paris and we only have 4 dimensions. Usually you would have like 4,000 dimensions, but for simplicity, let's say the first dimension described if it's noun, second dimension described capitalness. This is European and this is verb, so it's not a verb, so the verb dimension is very low, noun dimension is very high. So each dimension describes some feature. This is standard large language model, so this is how standardly it works. There is nothing new that I described here. This is just how tokens work. So that is our XL. Now let's see these 3 matrices: key projection, value projection, and beta projection matrix. So this is example. Key will say what we want to modify. And if you remember, here we have 0, 1, 0, 0. Usually these will not be one hot encoded like this. They will just be like some values. But it's easier for us to understand when the values are this explicit. If you remember, the second thing here was capitalness. So key will tell us what to modify. And because we have high value on capitalness, you will see that it will modify this value of capitalness, how capital this city of Paris is, this trait of capitalness. Usually you would have numbers like 0.1, 0.2, which means right now, because it's 0, we will not modify these at all. But if it was like 0.1, then we will modify them a little bit. Okay, so now we are targeting. This key is showing what we are targeting, and now the target value, the new content. So this is the value, the new content. In this case, let's say we have 3, so we want to change value of this. We want to modify with this number 3. Now, in the end, this token may not necessarily get the value 3 here at the capitalness, because we're just going to use our value in the formula. Look at the formula. So this is going to be the 3, but you see there is whole formula. We will somehow get we will need to calculate which values we will get here, okay? So now let's say this new value is 3. And let's also say the gate, which has the ability to mitigate or strengthen the entire transformation, entire formula, is, let's say, 1. And check this out. Gate is going to be same for every address. every value. Gate will be same, single number, okay? The difference between gate and key is that key is custom. Key can be differently modifying, like every number, every value here. But gate is same, so gate is general strength of the change. Next, we have this step 1 of the formula. However, let me just quickly show you step 2 before I go to step 1, so I can show you where we are going. This is our goal. We have the new value, which is 3, minus the current value. So we need to calculate what is the current value at the address that key was showing, and then subtract that from what we want, which is our number 3. And to get this current value that we have, let's go to step 1. So we have our key times the current token. You see here, this is it. This is key transpose times token. That will let us see the current value on these addresses. So this is a bit confusing again, but imagine you have a key showing where to look, and multiplying with this token will give us some dot product. It's like reading the information on these addresses that key wants to look at. And then once we read the information, we will subtract that from what we want to have, which is our value, is what our goal, what we want to have. So the interpretation there is we are missing 2.5 units of capitalness, because that's the difference. Going back to the formula, we are at this part here. So what we want minus what we have is the difference, is what we need to change. This will require some intuition from you, but I think you are able to follow here, and this is good that you can follow. So just continue and you'll understand it eventually. Then you will see we will multiply with gate. And so we just do our difference, 2.5 times gate, in this case 1, let's say, so we accept full correction. If beta was 0, if gate was 0, we would change nothing, it would go to 0. Or if it was 2, we would overshoot or reflect, they say, but we would just have bigger change. And then once we have this scalar, we will now inject it along k. So we will convert the scalar back to the vector, so we can add this to this original x. Let me show you again. So this gave us the difference, 2.5. It's a scalar. Then we multiplied with the gate, that's the order here, and it remained 2.5 in this case. And then we want to convert that gate back to the vector. And we want to use k, the key. So this will tell us where to update this xl in the beginning. So just multiply that value, the difference, with the key vector to tell us where we should, and then add at the end to the original, and that's the update. So given our 2.5 times this key vector, we get this, and this is our resulting update vector. And now we will just add original vector times plus the update, and that's our new vector. So in this case, 0.5 was the first version of the capitalness, and the target was 3, and at the end we got 3. We don't necessarily have to get 3 there. It depends on the gate as well. In this case, we got it. So it's like we erased the old value 0.5 and wrote the new value of 3 without disturbing the other features. Noun, European verb. In the old ResNet version, it would just add whatever value it's adding, but here it's calculating the difference. So it wants it to be 3, and it's now 0.5, so the difference is 2.5. However, if it was 3 already, then the delta, the difference, would be 0, so it wouldn't add anything. So it's more intelligent in how it does it. While originally ResNet would just add numbers always. Join my school to become AI researcher. You have all of these courses linked below the video.